IVM.
Alright, hello guys. Welcome to another episode of IVM Likes. I am your host Antariksh on this episode. Also joining me are my fellow producers Spoorthi Tej and Sumit Pandey. Hey Spoorthi, what's up?
Hi, Antariksh. What's up?
All good, all good. Thank you so much for being on this episode. Sumit, what's happening, man?
Hi, bro. Hi. Good morning. What's
Good
up?
morning. Yeah,
Good
this is
morning.
I believe this is
This
the
is-
earliest recording that we've done of IVM Likes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
All thanks
earliest.
to Antariksh.
I mean, yeah. You're welcome, guys.
Antariksh is like, "Okay, dude, कर ही लो, करके
Yeah.
खत्म करो, मेरे को
Yeah.
नहीं टेंशन मांगता है और."
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, we very often end up recording IVM Likes like towards like the last 2 days before the release of the episode. It's
Or,
because our
one
schedules
day.
are so yeah
Or one day.
yeah it's because our schedules are so just busy and we are just like all there's so much work to do otherwise, man. Just what else can you say? Is this what it is? Anyway, welcome to another episode, guys. To our listeners, on this episode we're going to be talking about a slightly heavy topic. We've been losing a lot of famous actors, a lot of beloved actors and actresses recently to the pandemic and other reasons that have happened. Just maybe like this regular health reasons that have come about in the last year or so. A lot of us have been through quite a lot during this time. So I will come to that. We'll talk about all of that right after this break. And so just a small disclaimer, this might get a little heavy, but we'll try to keep it on the lighter side of things. We're going to be celebrating these actors' careers. We're going to be talking about how our own experiences have been about losing these actors and actresses and what the quarantine has been like for us in general as well. So all that is coming up on this episode. See you guys on the other side after this break.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Seat, Cred, and Global Victoria. We thank you so much for making all of this possible. So this week on Cyrus Says, Tapsi Pannu was recently featured in the Netflix original Haseen Dilruba was on. They discussed her experiences in Bollywood and a whole lot more. On Begin the Journey, Ashish Vidyarthi enlightens us with his wisdom on how one can get freedom from their own thoughts or insecurities when they communicate with others. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok fill us in on all the drama from the world of sports with Wimbledon, Euros, and World Test cricket making headlines every day. On Postcards from Nowhere, Utsav Momoria kicks off a new series, Beneath the Veneer. We travel to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, where he takes us through his first experience of encountering the Red Sea. We have a brand new show, Misconduct. It's a true crime show hosted by Ragvi, a lawyer, and Nisha, a PR pro. They tell us about the story of Cyanide Malika, the lady who offered cyanide-laden sweets to women and after they died, loot their gold. On the Global Victoria Tech Talks podcast, we showcase some compelling new tech stories coming out of Melbourne. On one episode, Pawan Srinath speaks to Joe Agan from Nelnet International, where they discuss how the pandemic has affected the edtech sector and its evolution. Another episode has Varun Digirala talking to Ross Simons from Big Ant Studios about the gaming ecosystem and how they envision translating a sport to a game. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
Hey guys. So as you mentioned, we're going to be talking about our favorite celebrities that unfortunately we have lost during this time. It's a very difficult thing to talk about for sure. So we're going to be talking about it from the lens of just how amazing these actors and actresses were, why they were so beloved, some of their favorite movies that we love and still watch. So quite a lot to get to. What I want to start with before that is, so we've all just during this time, it's a very trying time for all of us. We've all at least lost people we know or know people who have lost loved ones, right? Which is a very sad thing for most of the world to be going through collectively. I think the statistics was, I think I read this in like 2020 October or something, or maybe November, which was that by November time in 2020, every single person in India at least, knew someone who had lost someone to COVID, which is this already bizarre. Like every single one of us knows someone who's lost someone to COVID, which is just bizarre. So I want to ask you guys with how has your quarantine been in general? Like what have you guys been doing? I know a lot of these actors, movies and projects would have been on our lists to be watching during this quarantine time. But Yep, such is the state of affairs. So, how have your quarantines been in general?
I think 2020 and 2021 is this kind of a phase when you're unable to believe something. You don't know what is happening. And the kind of news that I receive, I hope and pray that it's untrue. It's that kind of a phase. I mean, most of the news that I've received is I couldn't believe, I couldn't process how, I don't know how do I even put it into words. It has been very heartbreaking. Yeah, and Sumit, you want to say something?
So, my quarantine, like first 2020 was apparently I joined IVM before a pandemic.
Like a month
Okay,
before
a
the
month
pandemic. Yes.
before a pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I only attended office for like you can say a week or two.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
I remember.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Really.
and then I left like for my brother's engagement, and then I got back from my brother's engagement to hometown to Mumbai, and then only like lockdown happened. So I was stuck in my flat with two other people, two other roommates, and it was like we don't know what to do now. Like it was all like heavy for us to be honest, like in every possible aspects, like and being a hostelite over in Mumbai, tend to feel like the absence of your family. Like that was very hard for me in the first lockdown. Then I got back, and then things started to be normal. I somewhat accepted this reality that the world is fucked now.
Yeah.
So this was the case, and like second pandemic I didn't had that much surprise, like because first pandemic was so hard on me.
Yep.
So second was like I was very numb with that whole pandemic thing. But yeah, of course, I do lost some good like people around me. I even saw people like celebrities who died in 2020 only, and that feeling is so hard because we really love them, we respect them, we respect their work, we respect their like opinion and every possible aspects that they have done. So that's there and in our hearts.
Yeah, and Sumit, since you have joined IVM during the pandemic, I think in 2020 and 2021, I was still a student. I was going to college.
Oh,
And
nice.
this whole thing of whole online classes, everything was like quite new to us. It was so horrible. I'll tell you, online classes are horrible. Yeah,
So you were working in radio while still being in college?
No, I have a slightly different timeline. I worked in radio, then I quit radio and joined masters. I completed my masters. I mean, I'm still a student because my convocation is in October. So I'm still a student, employ both.
Hey, even I'm still a student. I'm a lifelong learner, okay?
Everybody.
Oh my God.
One of those. You should always be learning, guys.
Yeah, and 2020 and 2021 is the only time of the year when I felt that I really want to go to the college. I want to attend the physical classes. I was so bored of online classes. The very first time in my life, I felt that I want to go to the college. I want to go to the college.
So in 2020, when like you were studying in for your masters, right?
Yeah.
So that was the physical college, or you got it in online? Like it started off with physical.
First year, yeah. First year was completely physical classes, and second year is completely online classes. And the worst part is, I'm a broadcast student, right? Everything that I had to do was practical. The studio, the documentary, filmmaking, everything is practical. And I don't know how did we manage online classes. Instead of DSLR, we had to shoot in our mobile phones. Instead of recording in a studio, we should record in phones. I think huge loss. Not wow, Antariksh.
I mean, no, it's fascinating that you have to do this.
It's interesting as well.
Yeah.
It's experimentative, yes. Yeah.
But in a way, could it possibly be better for you in the long run? Because this makes you easier, like it makes it the transition to maybe being a content creator or maybe just producing your own content a little bit easier. Because you have these skills, having to produce basically anything you want to do at home by yourself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this, like in the long run, maybe be helpful?
It does. It does because when I'm at home, I'm absolutely lazy person. I need that push to work, right?
Yeah.
So I think because of the college and assignment, it's somewhere given the push for me to balance both content creation and as well as the assignment. So that was a push, absolutely. And I think, we figured out many things, basically, I didn't know that we could make such good videos just sitting at home. The angle, the lighting, and everything. We really did get a pretty much opportunity to figure out ourselves and figure out what's within us, with our environment. Yeah, that's a add-on bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I would say that when the pandemic started, I was taking it super casually. I was like, हाँ रे कुछ नहीं होता रे क्या है ये लोग कुछ भी कर रहे हैं. I was like, yeah, just not taking it that seriously. We had to quarantine, so I was still quarantining, but I would still go down every day and like smoke cigarettes and stuff, because I'm not gonna stay at home all day, dude. That was my thinking back then, But then things got a lot more serious, and still people actually started getting it and were not able to recover. Then all these oxygen shortages and these this crazy thing with hospitals started happening, and then my paranoia started rising through the roof. I know my parents got super paranoid about this whole thing, and we were struggling a lot. We've recently lost some relatives to the pandemic, which is very sad. Yeah, it's been again very tough. I did get some good things out of the pandemic because I started cooking, which was I've talked about before on the show, but I started cooking, which was a lot of fun. I got in touch with some friends. I actually got back in touch with some friends who I had lost touch with a few years back, and I'm sure I'll lose touch with them again right at the pandemic ends. I'm just waiting for that. But yeah, so that's been fine. That's been quite good as well. But for the most part, it's been very difficult for sure. Yep, I would say. And working from home, I am not that big a fan of. Because this work hours, working from home is really bad, dude. Because this work hours thing and the amount of work, and nobody understands, and everything seems urgent. So many things. But
Antariksh, I have seen, like in IVM office, we have seen quite a good things. Like we saw the whole environment over there.
Dude, yeah, exactly.
So
we know what we are missing. Everyone else doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Rishi does. Rishi is also our sound engineer.
No, but this kind of job needs to have a studio and an office to do.
Yeah, there's like you need that feeling of camaraderie, because you're always working on for the next day. And I miss a lot of the producers who left also. That's so miss a lot of that.
Yeah, I think work from home, there's no work-life balance. I don't know when I'm
Absolutely. Yeah.
No personal life, nothing.
Exactly, dude. Oh man, it's all. I hope this ends soon, dude. It's been so long. It seems like it's just taking forever. Anyway, so a lot of celebrities. That's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about celebrities. We're talking about actors, basically actors and actresses. Not getting to musicians and other kind of artists. So basically, actors and actresses. We'll do one about musicians maybe on a later date. A lot of actors and actresses got COVID, and I remember the big thing globally was Tom Hanks. When Tom Hanks got COVID, you guys remember? This was the first celebrity case. He was in Australia visiting with I'm forgetting his wife's name. She's also an actress, but Rita something. I could be wrong. But they both got COVID and they both had to quarantine, and those were the big two initially. I'll tell you a funny thing. Kevin Hart in an interview said that he also got COVID at around the same time Tom Hanks got COVID. Okay? But he never said it in public because he was like, damn it, dude, Tom Hanks got COVID before me. Now nobody will give a shit about me, dude. He's the bigger guy. I want to be the guy. I want to be the big guy who got COVID and then recovered. Damn it. Kevin Hart is awesome. So yeah, a lot of people recovered. I remember who got, man. Amitabh, Abhishek, the entire family had gotten. Yeah, remember?
Yeah, right. Deepika.
Yep.
Everybody.
Deepika also got. I don't know if Deepika got.
Yeah.
Deepika also got.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, exactly. So a lot of people got, but a lot of people luckily recovered. Touch wood. But a lot of people did not. I remember, and not just because of the COVID. COVID has had a lot of other problems as well. Like because of COVID, because of all the self-quarantining, you go through your what have you, like your depression and your loneliness, and just you don't feel like you're in touch with anything. You don't see other people for days, maybe months, weeks on end. It just can get really heavy if you don't have a support system that is helping you out constantly. So one of the first deaths, if you guys will remember, was in June of 2020, was of Sushant Singh Rajput. And of course, we all know the big media circus that became around that death and all the conspiracy theories that kept coming about. That's not what we're here to discuss. We are here to celebrate his work because he was really a really fine actor. And yeah, man, like we can debate about why he would have done what he's done, why he committed suicide, and in any way. But yeah, we
Dude,
don't
he
need
was
to
a
go
fine
into
actor.
He was a
But
really fine actor, dude.
Like the movies he has done, like I really love his performance in Kaipoche.
I really love it.
It's really nice, amazing, and few of the other films as well.
So
But that is the most favorite one.
yeah, dude, fine as well. Kaipoche, he was really good in. I also really liked him in his small role that he had in PK. It was
Oh, yeah.
like a cool role,
PK.
dude. Nice, cool, small
Amazing
role.
acting.
Also, I've heard Detective Byomakesh Bakshi is a great movie, though I've not seen it, sadly. Have either of you seen that?
Not seen. No, I haven't seen.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's good, right? Supposed to be good.
It's amazing.
I know? Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, man. So, what do you guys think of SSR's career? Like, how much of it did you follow? How much of it are you following since his death? Have you guys seen Dil Bechara, the movie?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that question. But I haven't.
I have not. No,
Yeah.
sadly. I really like Shuddh Desi Romance, even though I'm
Yeah.
sure critically it didn't do that well. But man, that the main song Shuddh Desi Romance. I'm just so catchy.
Have you guys seen Chichore by any chance?
Absolutely,
No, I have
yes.
not.
I
have
have
not.
seen it. I've seen.
What's it about? What's the story about?
Sadly, it is also about committing suicide, but he is the one who tells people not to commit suicide in that movie.
So this is a small side note. There is a I think I talked about it on a previous episode. I recommended this on a previous episode, I think. So let me just quickly check if I did or not. So there's a comedian called Bo Burnham. He, during this quarantine in like the last, I think it was May 30th, he released a special called Inside on Netflix. Okay, it's a comedy, not a comedy special. He's calling it just a special. It's basically a special that he made in about a little over a year in the pandemic. Okay, the pandemic hit. He started making the special by himself in his apartment alone, with no help for lighting, no help for background score, nothing. Because he's a musical comic also. Okay, musical comedian, so he knows how to produce everything. He also directs stand-up comedy for other very popular comedians. Like he directed Chris Rock's last special. Chris Rock, one of the biggest comedians in the world. So Bo Burnham is a very fine musical comedian, one of the finest of the generation. He's highly touted as, okay? And he made this special called Inside on Netflix. And the entire special is him battling with his loneliness and his depression during this pandemic. And he goes, I remember a part of it which really hit home for me was that there's a part in the special where he says that now I've been making the special for a year. Okay. And then he breaks down, basically just crying on screen in front of us. Because he's like, I don't know what I'll do once I finish the special. Like, what is there to do? So do I finish it? Am I supposed to? I did not think I'll be working on it for a whole year by myself. But yeah, it's a really just genius special. Anything I say about it is less. Okay, it really gives you the feels, makes you laugh. It'll make you like just cry also, and it'll leave you with something more than you had before you watch it. So I would highly recommend go and watch Inside, and just to get that feeling, man, we are all in this together, even though we are all alone still, but we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So that's Bo Burnham's Inside. Okay. Anyway, coming back to SSR, can you guys tell me what you thought of the first time you saw SSR? What do you guys see him? Did you guys watch him on TV, by the way?
I did. I like my mom used to watch Pavitra Rishta.
Wow.
And he was there. Yeah. Are dude, big fan. My mom was big fan from that time only. They
wow.
they used to say this couple looks good. So he showed up in Bollywood, she used to be like, this guy has made it some good.
Dude, I
name.
was recently watching his entry in on the show, right? On Pavitra Shrestha. He has some funny entry or something. Some like very funny entry scene. Like this cliched
like with all the
Serial
effects.
entry.
Like
Yeah.
Dumtanana, Dumtanana.
Sound effects, yeah.
yeah. All of that. All the bala 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 bala. That's when Punjabis are when the Sardar comes up or something. It's all of those, dude. So I can't find the video right now, but yeah, I recently saw a very funny entry scene of Sushant Rajput, and I think it was from Pavitra Shrestha only, if I'm not wrong. I really liked him in PK. I remember that movie the fondest because I've seen that movie the most from his repertoire. Even though he was hardly in it, he was in like a little part in the beginning and a little part at the end is the point he was in. But that song, dude. What is the song in PK? 'Cause na 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 na. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah,
I know.
man, I can't remember the lyrics. What is wrong with me?
Wait, it's in here. Wait.
चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे. Yeah, I love that song. Love that song, dude. So good. And so yeah, SSR. Anything else you guys would like to say before?
Yeah, obviously this MS Dhoni movie, right?
MS Dhoni, yes, MS
Yeah.
Dhoni. Yeah, of
It's
course.
a really good movie, and
My
yesterday
dad
was
really likes that movie. My dad really likes the MS Dhoni movie, dude.
Yeah.
This is damn cool.
Yesterday was MS Dhoni's birthday.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, dude, and my dad was convinced that SSR was murdered. By the way, just saying.
murdered by?
My dad was convinced that SSR was murdered, and he was all into those Republic TV conspiracy theories, dude. Like full on into those. Like he couldn't get enough of those conspiracy theories. Like it's what it is, right? I was kind of like convinced from the beginning that it was just a case of suicide, and the media was just blowing it out of proportion. Is what I thought from the very beginning. My dad thought, oh no, Ria did this. Oh, then his servants did this. Whatever, his house helpers did this. Oh no, his ex-girlfriend, and then his manager also got like murdered like a month before or something. She committed suicide like a month before or something like that. So all of those conspiracy theories, my dad.
Even I was convinced that it was a murder.
Really?
Might
No,
not be
I
a direct one, maybe an indirect one.
What's an indirect murder?
You don't go and just stab a person, but indirectly you make the person to feel bad and commit suicide. That's also an indirect murder. You're not directly going and killing him.
You mean abetment to
reason?
suicide? That's what you're basically describing abetment to suicide, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this could get into a heavy topic, but I feel that what really is abetment to suicide, it's so loose as a description. Because if you think about it, what is abetment to suicide? If I break up with someone, okay, or someone breaks up with me and I end up committing suicide, is that person to be blamed for breaking up with me? If someone say scams me, takes all of my money, their intention is to rob me, not to kill me, right? So if they take my money, they should not. And if I commit suicide because of that, is that abetment to suicide? So it's such a loose thing. You don't really know. Anything can be abetment to suicide, if someone commits suicide.
Yeah, but I think his case did not have a proper closure, right?
So the thing is, the media won't admit that there was a proper closure, but all our government institutions have come out and said that it was suicide. It has been repeatedly proven that it was suicide. All the marks on his neck were made by suicide. And anyway, yeah, let's not make this episode about that. That's a totally different thing. Let's get to, another great actor we lost was the great Rishi Kapoor. What a fine actor with a storied and long career.
Sorry, Antariksh, to interrupt you, but there was a movie, another biopic which Sushant has done. It's called Murli. Have you guys heard of it? Murli, yes. It's like Murli, Unsung Hero. That was the title of the movie. And it was about Para-Olympic gold medalist. I don't know the exact name of the person it is belonged to, but it's supposed to be released on 2017. So I'm not able to find the details about that. But there's a page of.
But you've seen it, or?
No, I haven't seen it. I just Googled it, and it says that there is another biopic which Sushant has done called Murli, Murli, the Unsung Hero. It's about this thing, Para-Olympic person. So we'll try to watch it sometime.
Absolutely. And one more thing about SSR is I was mind blown by his love for space, that he owned a telescope and all. He was much into physics and everything. Like,
Yeah,
that was amazing. Yeah.
Man, it would have been so interesting to get his views on this whole UFO thing that is going on right now. I'm sure
Yeah.
he actually want to hear views from a lot of people in Bollywood and Indian actors who what they think about this whole thing. Anyway, yes, Murli. Thanks, Sumit. We'll check that out. Next is Rishi Kapoor. We lost Rishi Kapoor also during this pandemic, and just what a long career! Just an amazing actor, so many hits, and really, he was funny. He knew how to be funny. He knew how to be charming, and he was amazing on Twitter also. If you guys remember, very entertaining on Twitter. One of his finest movies for me was, of course, Amar Akbar Anthony. I love Amar Akbar Anthony and love the songs, love the other actors, the other two actors like also just what a great ensemble cast for a movie. And he had some great movies, epic songs though. Meri Umar Ki Naujawano is what a legendary song.
Bachna Hai Hasino.
Bachna Hai Hasino, what a legendary song, dude. Like so many. Bol Radha Bol. Again, that's also kind of a legendary song.
You're the first person who's obsessed with this song. Bol Radha Bol.
Yeah, dude, tune ye kya? It's catchy as hell, dude. It's come on the radio a lot when I was a kid. My grandma will always have the radio on when I was a kid, and this song will always come. And yeah, this.
Dude, I love his performance in like earlier. So definitely he's a good legend artist, but in recent time, like you remember his performance in Love Aajkal, like the
Dude,
first Love Aajkal.
Of course, he was the older version of Saif Ali Khan, and then
like the kind of the acting he did over there, it's like amazing, dude.
Dude, my absolute favorite Hindi song is from Love Aajkal. If you guys can guess what it is.
Aaj Din Chadya?
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. I love that song so much, dude. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan ki awaaz mein, and just love it so much. So yeah, Rishi Kapoor, amazing. He was, dude, fantastic in Namaste London also. He was so funny in Namaste London as an actor, character actor, and just amazing.
And I always find him very cute and he has that very cute and innocent face.
Yep, correct. He was also in Hum Tum. He was Saif's dad in Hum Tum. Which was again the Mashayar to nahi, and that's his entry into the movie. It's really charming, dude. He had a very charming screen presence. Where he was great in Kapoor and Sons as the grandfather. Again, funny in that also. And
he was in. I think he was in Student of the Year as well.
He was.
Was
Principal?
Yeah, he was.
The first part. The first one.
I don't think I've seen that movie in parts, so maybe I just missed that.
Yeah, he's there. He's obsessed with Ronit Roy's character in that movie.
Then of course Kurz.
Kurz though, legendary dude.
Again, that legendary, yes, absolutely. And that music also is legendary, right?
Exactly.
Used over and over and whatever. Yeah. So a few things that. You may not remember, but when I say it right now, you'll be like, oh yeah, he was in that. Is the old Nagin movie with Sri Devi and Amrish Puri. Do you guys know this?
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
I know.
Yeah. Dude, he was in this. He was the male lead. What a story, but what a terrible movie, dude. It's just all this Nagin stuff.
Dude, the kind of VFX they used, that was hilarious.
Yeah. But dude, we have this as this Indian culture, or not Indian culture, Indian pop culture, Indian entertainment industry has such an obsession with this Nagin trope. Okay.
You read my mind, Antariksh. That was the exact statement I was going to make.
Yeah. So exactly, because dude, at one point in 2018, I want to say 18 or 2019, there were 5 functioning Nagin shows with the same theme. Okay. There was a show called Nagin. There was a show called Nag Kanya. There was another show called Nagin. There was a show called Wish Kanya. Okay. So at least 4 shows I can count, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple also.
I'll give you the reason for that. People bite you as a snake, na. So that's why they were. It's an awareness program. What they are driving in.
Oh,
that's
okay. Stay away from the snake is what they're trying to say. Okay.
Stay away from the people who are
snake-like. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, correct.
That was the idea.
Yeah, but
even in South right now there are active Nagin shows, and it doesn't end. It ends.
This does
up and
not end.
Yeah, it's still going on. I just recently saw.
What's more to say? I don't understand. How many more episodes can you get out of this concept, though?
I don't know. How do they keep on making, like, how do they build the story?
Yeah. And how is there such a dearth of bad topics or such a dearth of such a like rarity of original thought that you just making the same thing again? Like अगर कोई और तुम्हें प्रोडक्शन मीटिंग में बोलता है अच्छा एक और नागिन बना देते हो किसी को सोचता नहीं है क्या क्यों?
Good idea.
Just ask why.
Nice,
yeah, exactly. What is this good idea?
This will go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Let's
also,
do this, sir.
Are people really watching this?
Another
They
great
are.
question.
I think
Who's
they are
watching this?
because that's why they are making it.
I mean, yeah.
Indian public-
Same story. It's the same story. A person, and she'll turn out to be a Nagin sometimes, and blah blah.
That
It's just
revenge
And there's some revenge, there's some
revenge.
love in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all mixed in.
love-hate relationship and everything.
And then and the Nagin dance happens a little bit, because it's gotta happen.
Dude, who created this tune? I wanna know. Who created and who like specified this for a Nagin?
I think
It could be another tune as well, right? For Nagin.
so. I think we did have the Saperas, right? Who used to sing.
Oh yeah.
So I think the sound comes from that, and then they made it like Bollywoodized it. So they made it into like a tune. Maybe it's possible that Sapera just had like a more randomized tune. And then became like this tune came from Bollywood. That's what I imagine it to happen.
Some music director thought this is my jam, dude.
And
I'm
then
gonna take this.
Yeah.
Remember the famous like kind of a rock version of the Nagin song that became famous like in the middle.
Which
That
one?
the
trance version. It seems like a trance Nagin.
Oh yeah.
Rock was-
Yeah, this also sounds like the music from Love Aajkal ka. Ahu, ahu, ahu.
yeah.
Yes. again, another great song, by the way.
Another good snake.
But also, how amazing. We talked about how great Rishi Kapoor was in Namaste London, right?
Yeah.
That movie has, still date, every single song from that movie, dude, hits home so well. I love that movie's songs. And love that movie also, because also, if you think about it, that's one of the only movies that justifies Katrina Kaif's accent well enough. Because usually she has she just whatever it is, she can't speak Hindi properly, right? Or she's not great at speaking Hindi.
That line was good. Okay, from that movie, what they say, na jato de mere pehchan di something. Like, I don't remember that line, but that dialogue when Akshay Kumar says, "Ki let's meet over here after a few years, and I'll talk about this line." That part was only the good from her, from her acting skill.
In Namaste London. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't, what part is that? Is that towards the end?
That time when she falls in love with him.
Akshay. Almost towards the end. Yeah, almost.
Towards the end.
But great songs. Chakna Chakna, Rafta Rafta. A lot of double word songs. Like this, you repeat the word. मैं यहाँ रहूं. Yeah. मैं जहाँ रहूं. Sorry. मैं जहाँ रहूं.
Again, repeat.
No, not repeat. मैं जहाँ रहूं.
You are repeating it.
I'm repeating it. But yeah, Anan Fanan. That's almost a repeat.
Rhyming.
Yeah, rhyming, correct. But yeah, great songs in that movie. And again, Rishi Kapoor, you are missed, sir. Next, we have to get to, again, a legend in Hindi cinema is the great Irfan Khan, who we again just lost recently. And we lost him not to COVID again. We lost him to other health complications that he had, right? If I'm not wrong. That's what happened, right?
Was he battling cancer or something?
I think he was battling cancer, if I'm not wrong.
Right?
I'll just,
I'm not sure though.
I'll just quickly look it up. I just don't want to be wrong again.
Yeah.
Diagnosed with neuroendocrine tumor. So yeah, this cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, he had cancer. But what an absolute legend of a person, man. Just, I don't think I've ever seen a bad performance from Irfan Khan.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen him in bad movies, but never a bad performance. I don't think.
Which is your favorite one, though? Like to you both?
Dude, you know what? The movie I've seen of his the most, which I will go back to again and again and again, is Piku.
Piku, right?
I
Yeah.
loved him in Piku. I loved him in a lot of other movies also. Like, dude, Lunchbox is so good, and Angrezi medium, Hindi medium, I like both of them. But Piku is a movie I like too much. Also because I was studying architecture at the time, and Deepika Padukone plays an architect in the movie.
Oh.
There was a period in the middle in Bollywood. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a period in the middle in Bollywood where if they wanted to show a smart woman in a movie, they'll make her an architect. It's just what it is. It happened like in quite a few movies, and I saw it as a pattern, and I know me and my college friends saw it as a pattern because we were all architects, and we're like, hey, wo bhi architect, arey hum bhi architect, arey good times. It
That's
was
inspiration, no?
Relatability level
yeah.
is just in.
Yeah, it was around the time How I Met Your Mother was going on, and Ted Mosby was also an architect.
Oh,
So, it was that. So I remember like this very famous architect scene from another non-related movie. This is not a movie that we're talking about, okay? But the movie called Deewane Hue Pagal. Have you guys seen this movie? No? Deewane Hue Pagal.
yeah,
there's a scene-
yeah.
You know this?
Akshay Kumar.
Yes, correct. Oh yes. So there's a scene where Rimi Sen is being attacked by gundas. Okay, and previously in the movie we have found out that she is really attracted to creative people like architects. Okay, so Akshay Kumar knows about this. He found out about this. Okay, and he takes like one of Have you ever seen those architects sheet cases? The portfolio cases. The
Yeah,
black color
the big,
portfolio cases.
the
Yeah,
big
yeah, the
boards.
The
What
big
they
ones,
carry.
exactly, yeah. They call it the portfolios, right? And so on that, with bold characters, like you cannot miss it, even if you want to miss it, is written the words architect. Okay, to show Akshay Kumar wants to show that I am an architect because he wants to patao Ravi Sen's character. And so Rimi Sen gets attacked by some gundas. Okay, Akshay Kumar, these are paid gundas. Akshay Kumar comes in, easily defeats these gundas. Okay, and Rimi Sen, like he makes Rimi Sen hold his portfolio. And after the whole fight, she's like, "Wow, thank you so much. Oh, so you're an architect?" And he's like, "Oh, aap kaise pata?" He's like, "Oh, okay, sharp eyes, sharp eyes." So I know I probably butchered the explanation of that scene, but it's a hilarious scene if you guys are interested in going to watch it.
So, Antariksh, you were an architect.
I've done architecture. I never practiced as an architect. I only ever interned as an architect. But yes,
He's talented, dude. He's talented.
Multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
We're all talented, man. We're all talented.
One
Irfan
more
Khan.
movie I love of Irfan Khan is Lunchbox. I really love
Lunchbox, yes, absolutely. Again, a legendary movie. Isn't it like counted in like the top 100 or like top 200
It might
greatest
be,
movies
might
or
be.
something?
Yeah. It is one of the like highest grossing movie.
Grossing
Have
to
you-
nahi hai, has grossing to nahi hai. I don't think
Yeah,
it is.
because it
It's highly
like,
critically acclaimed. I know that. I don't know if
Huh.
it's about the grossing. I don't think it probably didn't gross that much. I don't think so.
I think so.
It's not
So,
a blockbuster movie, I highly doubt. No.
Yeah,
have
it's
you
a
guys
critically
seen his
acclaimed, I believe.
earlier performance? Like
Pansing Tomar.
no, before that, Rogue. Have you guys seen
Dude,
Rogue?
the Rogue Pe, there's one. Is that the movie where he's suicidal? Where
I'm not
he's
sure.
a doctor and he goes, "Okay, like पिछले हफ्ते I tried to kill myself."
Ha.
So that
Right.
that monologue I had learned in for my acting school ka auditions to get
Oh,
into acting
nice.
school. I learned that monologue of his. I've since forgotten it, but I had learned it for that, and it was a really cool monologue, man. So
Nice.
thanks Irfan Khan for getting me into acting, and also thanks for getting me out of it because I don't act anymore much. But it's just what it is. So yeah. But Rogue, you've seen Rogue, the whole movie.
And
Yeah. And he was in Life of Pi, right?
yeah, Life
Dude,
of Pi.
He wasn't he the first actor who did a successful Bollywood and Hollywood like
Right?
amalgamation thing,
Definitely.
right? I don't think
Was
I
he
think-
in Inferno?
Okay, maybe Anupam Kher. Who did first, Anupam Kher or Irfan? Irfan definitely had more success in Hollywood films than Anupam
Yeah.
Kher, I think. Oh, by the way, I learned acting from Anupam Kher's actor repairs. So Anupam sir, Just joke.
Thanks.
But
So there was another movie as well.
Jurassic World. He was in Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, yeah.
Yeah, Jurassic World. Yes.
He's in Life of Pi. Wasn't he in Slumdog also?
Slumdog, yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
Slumdog
He
also.
was.
He was
so
there.
yeah, so he's done some great movies, dude, and all of them.
He was in Inferno, I guess. Inferno?
Inferno.
Yeah.
I have not
He
seen.
is.
He
He
was.
is.
He's also in the
He is.
Namesake.
Namesake, right,
But
right.
छोटा सा ही role था, but he was
Hmm.
actually.
Yep.
And do you guys remember his? Sorry,
Makbul, right?
Makbul, he was in.
Makbul.
Yes.
Yeah. Makbul also there. Do you guys remember Billu Barber?
Oh my
Bengaluru.
god! You know what? I have cried watching that movie at the
Really?
end. Really
So,
cried. It's so emotional.
I never really watched that movie in full again, but whatever parts I saw of it, it made me feel like an underachiever. So I was like, nahi dekhne. Because it's the movie. Isn't the movie about a friend seeing parallels in his life and his friend who is a super successful Bollywood star, Shah Rukh Khan's life. Basically, he's seeing like how our lives are so different. Isn't that what the movie is? Is
Yeah,
is
he
that
was-
kind of like that?
Mostly yes,
Yeah.
but like there's a they separated in childhood, and then Shah Rukh Khan becomes a star, and he's continuing with his daily life,
Yeah.
Imran Khan, and then then how they meet, that is the good like the good point of the movie.
I mean, he
So-
thinks he might have forgotten him, but he still remembers. I think he
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
back to the village, and in a speech, he mentions his name, and he comes to his home, and all. That's a happy ending.
Billu?
Then there was a Kareeb Kareeb single, if you guys have seen.
Karib. I know. I've seen it.
The namesake we already talked about. The Pan Singh Tomar. Have you guys seen Pan Singh Tomar?
No, I
And
haven't.
I have not also, but that's supposed to be one of his most like career-setting movies that solidified him as like a great
Dude,
actor.
he was in Life in a Metro.
I mean, he was in one of those stories. I think, yeah.
I just googled, so he was there.
Man,
I didn't see the movie.
He was also in New York, and I love that movie. New York with
Oh yeah,
John
yeah,
Abraham,
yeah.
Katrina Kaif.
Correct.
It's a nice
He was the
He
cop
was
in New York.
Cop
Yep.
in New
He
York.
played a cop in a lot of movies. He played a cop in Gunde also. If you remember.
Too many cop roles.
Too many cop roles, yes. Have you guys seen Angrezi and Hindi medium?
Yep, I have.
Seen both?
Yeah, both.
Okay, I've only seen Angrezi.
I like the first one. I've seen
Hindi
the first
Hindi is the first one.
Hindi.
Hindi.
That's a really
I
good
haven't
movie.
like both yet.
I watched it.
Dude, there was a movie called Knockout. That was a copy of another Hollywood movie, but that was really nice. The movie was about a businessman who's a Imran Khan,
Mhm.
and there was there was Sanjay Dutt in that movie. So in one telephone booth, he like there was a call where Sanjay Dutt on the other line, and he had a sniper aimed at this phone booth where Imran Khan was there, and he like does all these like different demands of his. So the movie is really great. Imran Khan acting is so much great in that. So it's called Knockout.
Okay. There's also a movie called The Killer, which is the remake of a Hollywood movie starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx called Collateral. It's about a serial killer who, not a serial killer, it's about a hitman who basically enters a cab one night and then entails the cab driver, just basically telling him, "Ke, look, I'll let you live if you just do what I do for the rest of the evening. I have these many people to kill, and I have to go to all these places. So, and you'll take me there." And this guy's just freaking out the entire evening that he's spending with this guy. And the Indian movie was The Killer, starring Imran Hashmi, Irfan Khan, and the actress.
Dude, Irfan Khan was in the Amazing Spider-Man.
What?
मेरे को भी दिख रहा है, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. Was he like a cop again? Maybe I don't know.
No idea, but there's a scene on YouTube. Like I can see the Amazing Spider-Man Indian exclusive human trial.
Human trial.
Yeah,
He was-
that's there.
Again, one of his highly like sought out movies, like at least like again that defined him as like a great actor, is the 1988 movie Salaam Bombay. We've all heard of this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've seen it. Have either of
Same,
you seen
same.
this?
I've
Yeah.
not seen it.
I've not seen this, but now that we're talking about it, I think it's about time that we should watch it. I'll be
Yeah.
watching it pretty soon.
Dude, there was a movie. Was he in Caravan movie?
He
Have
was.
you guys-
He was.
He was, right?
I watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Dulquer and what's her name?
Cool. He's showing up in another Wes Anderson casted movie called The Darjeeling Limited, which is directed by Wes Anderson, and it stars Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, Jason Schwartzman as three brothers who come to India, and it's a really good movie. So Irfan Khan is in that as well.
Have you guys watched Madari?
I heard the song. Okay.
He was in Heather.
Yeah, he was. He was one of those. he had like he was I think one of those jihadis or terrorists or what have you.
Oh,
If I'm not wrong.
Leader.
Yeah,
So,
one of the leaders. or
jihadi
something.
leader.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, one of them. Yeah. So that's Irfan Khan, the great Irfan Khan. I'm gonna go back and watch so many of his movies right now. I'm
yeah,
just
absolutely
totally
right.
Yeah.
I've read this somewhere that when Irfan Khan acts, not just his body and his eyes also acts every time. He has got a very soulful eyes.
Yep, very true. Very big eyes also. He's kind of like reminds me of the Indian Steve Buscemi. If you guys know who Steve Buscemi is from Hollywood, he has like very big eyes as well. Another very fine actor. Irfan Khan also I think changed acting for Bollywood in a way where it became a lot more natural, like acting.
Yeah.
Like because his acting style was so conversational and so I just it felt so casual. Like हाँ बस बात ही कर रहा है.
Effortless.
Yeah, effortless.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great report. Thank you.
I always felt raw. His acting is very raw.
Yep, very raw, but also again very, very casual. Very this thing.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Very into the character.
Yeah, very into the character.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yes, Irfan Khan, the great Irfan Khan, miss him quite a lot. Okay, so let's speed it up a bit. I have just two more actors that I want to get to. One of them is Jessica Walter. Jessica Walter is an American actress. Was an American actress. Sorry, she just recently passed away during the pandemic only, and she was in two of my favorite TV shows. One of them is Arrested Development. She played the role of Lucille Bluth, the mother of all the other characters. Hilarious, dude. She was so funny and spot on in the show. That show became great because the entire cast was just so damn great. But yeah, so she played the mother, and she had like this amazing dry delivery, and she was a super self-involved mother. Doesn't really care about her children that much, and just amazingly hilarious. So funny. And she played the mother in Archer, the animated series Archer. She voiced the role of Mallory Archer in the spy comedy animated series Archer, and again, super funny. Please
It
go
was
check out
in
her
Big
work.
Bang as well, right? Big Bang Theory. She played a role. Jessica Walter. She played a role of Miss Latham. I don't know she was somebody's parent who meets.
Sheldon.
Possible.
No, not Sheldon's parent, but somebody's parent who meet Leonard apparently. So
okay.
I don't know if it's what's the girl's name? The Leonard's girlfriend's name.
Amy.
Amy. I don't know if she's the. No, she's not the mother of Amy, definitely. But she meets Leonard somewhere.
Okay.
She was a rich woman. Yeah, I remember this episode. She was a rich woman where Leonard meets this Jessica Walter, and then they they go out for a drive, and then he thinks she's into her. No, so
I remember that.
Leonard thinks
She's into him.
She's into him, and then the chaos happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
yeah.
Cool. I get it.
So yeah, dude, just what a fine actress.
Fine actress.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So, really gonna miss her. And what's really sad also about that is now I don't think there's any way to get Arrested Development season 6. The season 5 have been done, and already every season has like a few years between it because the cast are all super successful, and they all are doing like a million things. So now a season 6, I don't think they should do a season 6 after Jessica Walter's death. It just won't be right. So that, and the last one that we should get to is something, Sumit, I want you to talk about because you are the one who knows most about the great legend Dilip Kumar, who
Yes,
we have
Dilip
just
Kumar.
lost
Yeah.
in the last 2-3 days.
Right. So so in my childhood, my mom, dad used to watch a lot. Okay, the film of Dilip Kumar. The one which I have seen fully is one is Kranti. So Kranti, the movie is about Indian freedom fighter struggle between it's a war between Indian pirates specifically to British Navy, you can say.
Okay.
So it's a war between them. Amazing character done by Dilip Kumar sir. And there was another Kranti movie I have seen Kranti movie is also really nice. Mughal Azam is the one which I love the most. Mughal Azam I've seen like a couple of times. Still,
Yeah, that's a very famous.
yeah, the very famous movie. Then he has done the original Devdas. Like he has started this Devdas franchisee from him only. So that is there, and then like a lot of films are there. Where he has changed the entire feel of the movie with his acting, with his looks, with his every like presence. To be honest, so we really love him, miss him. We hope his soul get peace. So yeah, that's there.
All right.
Okay, I want to talk about a South actor. I think he's not just a South actor singer. He's quite famous.
Yes, correct. Just a quick disclaimer. Sumit and I sadly don't watch South Indian movies that much. Spoorthi is a huge consumer of South Indian movies, and she would like to get to some South Indian actors who we have lost as well.
Yeah. So do you guys know S.P. Balasubramaniam sir? He's a singer. I think he has sang many songs for Bollywood as well.
I heard of some of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my absolutely favorite singer. You know, he reminds me of my childhood. I remember a show called as It Would Be Hard. It's a music reality show. He used to host and judge the show. I think for the first time, I absolutely love and respect a host and judge. He used to bring a lot of warmth, politeness to the table. You know, I really cried during his death. It was recent. We lost him to the COVID complication.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he sung Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali. Do you remember this song?
Yeah, of course.
You know, most of the Hindi retro song, I think he has sung it. He's quite popular.
Dikhta Na also. Sorry
that
to
was
interrupt.
him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was Kumar Sanu.
No, dude.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Dikhta Na.
Hey.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite singers.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, definitely a good singer.
Absolutely.
I used to get confused between Hariharan and like Balasubramaniam sir. Like the voice sounds very like similar in terms of listening.
Other one was we recently lost, not recently, in 2020. Okay, we lost Chiranjeevi Sarja. Chiranjeevi Sarja is again a Kannada actor. What's so saddening is the long love story of Chiru and Meghna. They finally got married, and it was just 2 years into the marriage, and she was carrying. Oh my God, we lost him for the cardiac arrest, and the last visuals, it was so heartbreaking. I couldn't even watch the visuals. Absolute heartbreak. He was just in his 30s, around his 30s. Yeah, that. And we lost one more actor recently, I think last week, Sanchari Vijay. He's a national award-winning actor. Beyond everything, he was an amazing human being. Amazing actor, yes. Amazing human being as well. That was, again, a sad part.
Okay, wow. Any particular projects of this that you would like to recommend and talk about? Like you should talk
Definitely,
about
if you can, please watch Nanu Avalalla Avanu. It's an amazing movie. It's about a transgender. He has actually enacted an autobiography of I Am Vidya. I'm not sure what is the title of the autobiography, but he won the national award for that particular movie.
Okay, wow. All right, thank you so much.
Super. If you can find it, please watch it.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about the actors that we want to talk about on this episode. There are some actors that we missed. Please let us know about them as well if we did. And
we haven't
tell us.
spoken about Black Panther.
Oh, dude, Chadwick Boseman we lost. You're so right.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, that was a huge blow. He was such a great actor, dude, and not just in Black Panther, in other movies as well. And dude, what a devastating blow. And yeah, I was a huge fan of the Black Panther movie. That's how I came to know about Chadwick Boseman, and
Absolutely.
sad that he had to go, man. He was struggling with cancer for quite a few days also. And dude, what a badass person, dude. He just did not ever disclose that he had cancer, even to his other co-workers and all, and his directors and everything.
Yeah.
So he just basically struggled in silence while also being part of these NGOs that help children who have cancer and help these children, like Make-A-Wish Foundation and all that kind of stuff. And just what an amazing, inspiring, truly down-to-earth person Chadwick Boseman was. Again, that's a very big loss, I would say. Yep, I think, is that it, guys? I think we've talked about everyone. So this was a slightly heavier episode. Yes, we know. Sorry for that, guys. Please let us know about actors who you miss and movies of theirs that we should check out as well. That's it. And coming up on the other side of this upcoming break is we will give you guys some awesome recommendations. So that'll be a much lighter part of this episode. Thank you so much, guys. See you guys on the other side.
Hi, I'm DJ, one of the presenters of the Edges and Sledges cricket podcast. I'm based in London and host the podcast along with my friend from school, Varun, who's based in Singapore, and his brother Ashwin, who's based in the US. We've all been massive fans of Indian cricket all our lives, and despite living in 3 different time zones and having pretty busy professional lives, we decided to start our own cricket podcast in March 2018. After putting out 59 episodes on our own, we were delighted to join IVM in May 2019, becoming the first pre-existing podcast to be picked up by India's largest podcast network. We've chatted with some awesome people, had some fantastic cricketing conversations along the way. But the main reason we do this every week is to have fun discussing the same cricket topics and issues that you guys are talking about every day in your living rooms. We're fans, not experts, so expect us to be honest. We really hope you decide to join us every week on the podcast.
All right, welcome back to the final part of the episode where we give you guys some awesome recommendations. These can be recommendations to movies, TV shows, books, anything in pop culture. It can be an Instagram channel, a YouTube channel that you guys should check out because we've been checking it out and we think it's awesome and maybe you will think so as well. So let's start off with the first recommendation. Sumit, would you like to start us off?
Yeah. So I want to recommend a podcast which I just heard yesterday. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it blew my mind.
Oh, yeah?
So I just started a podcast called Mogul. Okay. So Mogul.
MOGUL?
Yes, exactly. So Mogul is about it's a series of it's a hip hop podcast basically,
Okay.
where right now it's on season 3, and basically it's about how there are different like music personalities has come up from their from selling a mixtape to how they become a huge star. So they cover all of that, and on season 3 they are covering a story of DJ Screw. So I'm right now listening to it. I just started it, but I definitely want to recommend this podcast to everyone. Who's into hip hop music, do check this out. So it's a phenomenal. The presentation, it's amazing. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So definitely do check that out.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that. That's Mogul. That's a podcast. Can be checked out anywhere you guys find podcasts. Spoorthi, what about you?
Okay, I will recommend one South Indian movie, precisely a Malayalam movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called as Android Kundapan version 5.25. Okay, you want to repeat? Antariksh and Sumit?
What?
Android Kundapan version 5.25.
Android what?
Android version Android Kunzapan version 1.0.
5.25.
Sorry,
Yeah.
All I heard was Android 5.25.
Okay, it's an amazing movie. Okay, it's about a very different premise. It's a relationship of a father and son. The father doesn't want the son to relocate to Russia. So what does the son do is he builds a robot to take care of his son. Take care of his father. But the father really dislikes at the beginning. And later, the father develops a bond with the robot. But at the end of the day, robots are just robots.
Yeah.
It's an amazing premise. It's so funny also.
All right.
With a good message at the end. So please check out Android Kundapan version 5.25.
Okay, cool. Again, just get the spelling from Google somewhere if you guys can. All right. So coming to me, I've already talked about Insight by Bo Burnham. I think, if I'm not wrong, I've already talked about it on another episode of IVM Likes, but maybe if I haven't, so consider this my recommendation of that. Insight by Bo Burnham. Great. Absolutely amazing special. Okay. Last 2 weeks back, I recommended Loki, the TV show, which is an ongoing MCU show, okay, which just aired its episode 5 yesterday. And oh man, each episode has been just just hitting it out of the park, dude. Just amazing. So again, would like to reiterate, it has just one more episode left, the series. So if you guys want to catch up, it's a good time to do that. Now, what I would like to recommend, like a fresh recommendation for this episode, is like a thing which supports like a fan channel for Loki episode, like the Loki series. Okay, it's a channel, it's a nerd channel called New Rockstars. These guys are all comic book nerds and like MCU movie nerds and all that. And any project that comes out, right? Whether it was the WandaVision or maybe a movie comes out, say a Spider-Man movie comes out or a Doctor Strange movie comes out, these guys have all the Easter eggs and the fan theories that you will need to understand or just process that project better. These guys are great. They go by I don't think they miss anything. They have like amazing theories also that'll just blow your minds very often and be like, yeah, dude, that's totally good. That's totally a possibility. That could well happen. And I would really like to see that. So yeah, New Rockstars. Just go to the YouTube channel, check them out. You'll have a good time. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Spoorthi, could you please run down your recommendation again?
Android Kunapun version 5.25.
Yep. Sumit, what about you?
I recommend a podcast called Mogul. It's there on Spotify.
All right, and I recommended New Rockstars, the YouTube channel, along with Bo Burnham's Inside Special and the Loki television series, which is already going on. All right. Thank you so much, guys. This was an episode of IVM Likes. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep, or lose weight, or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.